Again, we're going to work a couple ideas. We're going to review the rear naked choke, and then we're going to go over a couple other options, as well as a few transitional things that I like to work on out of the back, and then we're going to start working some of the more advanced guards starting next week, like open guard, getting into De La Riva, those type of things are going to start coming up. So we're here again, we're on the back, we're just going to review just a rear naked choke. So James is going to be looking to hand fight here. Boom, that's great. All we're going to look to do is, I like to drag my thumb straight into his chest and scoop it up here. Looking to put the point of my elbow right under the point of his chin. As we get there, I'm going to reach for my gun with my opposite hand and sneak that out. Now, I don't care if you go traditional kind of Captain America grip or here. That's more of a preferential thing. I just want you guys reviewing, kind of getting to that rear naked choke at first. So I'm here. If you want, you can follow the pillow of death. Scoop. Get that arm all the way behind the shoulder. This detail will become very important soon. Here. Escape that hand. Either come to full traditional rear naked choke or that Captain America grip. Questions on just reviewing that rear naked choke? Details and things.
Captain America.
So when we're here, especially if we're on the side, I'm looking to have I like to kind of put my chin just over that lock. So if I'm here, I'm looking to kind of hide my lock with my chin. I like to do that for a couple reasons. One, it makes the defense a lot harder, but two, it also helps me kind of reinforce that forward pressure into that choke. Like if I'm here, versus here, James can feel the difference on that. He can start kind of shrugging his shoulders and doing other things. Where if I get here, it helps me just tighten that up just a little bit. You just kind of snuggle in there, rub your beard across his ear, and make it just a little awkward. Not a lot awkward, just a little. All right. Other questions? Alrighty, more experienced guys grab less experienced guys, and let's have some fun. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, we do have to occasionally assume James doesn't suck at jiu-jitsu. You're eventually going to face those people who don't suck, right? So I'm here. I'm going to be looking for this rear naked choke, but James is going to realize that the hand over his shoulder is going to be the one that chokes him, right? So he's instantly going to start to pull that down and around and start to try to isolate that arm. That's great. I really appreciate it. We're going to have a couple options off of him trying to keep a hold of this arm. Option A is going to be James isolates this arm, but does not pass it over his head, which is an option, right? He's going to look to put it here, and most of the time they're looking just to kind of control it and kind of keep that just kind of good seatbelt grip on that arm, 2-on-1. That's great. All we're going to do is I'm going to look to force this elbow up, and I'm actually going to dig this hand into his armpit. So I'm here, here. I look to have this hand right behind his tricep. So we're here, I'm hand fighting, James starts to isolate that arm. All I'm going to look to do, I don't care if you do it at the wrist or at the elbow. I like to escape this hand, it makes the next step easier, and pop that elbow and reach it across. Once we get there, all we're going to do is go to rear naked choke grip. Big deep breath. And a gorilla choke. Nice for you guys, especially if you were blessed with the longer of limbs. You can hit these really easily.
So I need to choke you to pull up as well?
Yeah, so you're here. So boom. Once you get to this grip here, all you're doing, squeezing this hand back and this hand up. Here, here. And you just take a big deep breath because that inflates your chest and pushes him into it. So boom, boom. And it really sucks for James. He wants really detailed, really intricate questions in this one. No, I mean if you are blessed with elongative limbs, you can come behind the head and really help yourself out here. For me, I'm just trying to get toward it here, so I can get a good squeeze.
Does it, and I'm trying to picture this as my detail, but does it make a difference if instead of they're just fighting right here, they're actually grabbing the wrist and the arm?
So, a lot of the times what people are going to be doing is they're going to cap this elbow here, keep it out of their neck, and they're going to look to grab this wrist. That's why I said at times it may be hand fighting inside, kind of wrist fight. It may be, there may be a little bit more of an intricate hand fight. to get to here, realize that even with an intricate hand fight, you can't end up in this position. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Other questions on this?
Sometimes I feel like when I do this, and which is funny, I've only ever done this on James. I feel like I have space in between like the choking arm and like the front of his neck, like the top of his chest.
That's where digging your hand in deep becomes painful. So when I'm here, I'm not just reaching this hand across. I'm trying, for lack of a better term, my hand's going to be a snake. I'm trying to coil around it.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's not just reaching across, it's across and around.
Coiling, yeah.
Yeah, like coiling, for lack of a better physical term.
I
That,
feel like that's great.
then you would fall still to this side and squeeze. And the nice part is when you fall to that side, it really starts to suck for James. Questions on this? Like I said, for those of you who are blessed with short limbs.
Can you put it up in that?
Absolutely, I'd love it. don't ever have to come over. Boom. His biggest defense is going to be trying to get that elbow down. He's got to get that elbow, this elbow down and start dropping it into my lock and trying to get his back flat. The benefit for me is, if I get this lock, even if he starts dropping that elbow down, you can follow him and finish.
Can you just put your back flat so that?
Your fucks, Phil, take that. Yeah. Other questions? So we're here, we're hand fighting, good things are happening, but James is going to isolate that arm. Snake this in, look to isolate. Escape this hand, grip. It should be that if you're having to like wrench and do all this, something's gone terribly wrong, slow it back down, work on the details. Realize, never in teaching you guys a choke have I been like, and then you squeeze with all your God-given might and hope for the best. Realize that in most good chokes, it should be a slow, steady squeeze. Like if I'm here and I have to go, ah, ah, squeeze, your choke sucks. Like I promise you, the people who have to like scream themselves through a choke to get it, because they're pressing so hard, because they suck. They don't have the choke in them. If I'm here, I should be able to just slow, steady squeeze. I should be able to basically talk through it and put James unconscious in 5 seconds. Or better, because I like choking. Does that make sense? So if you're feeling like, hey, I'm having to over squeeze or like wrench people around in my chokes, realize you've missed a detail, go back and reassess. All right? 1, 2, 3, James. We're gonna once again assume he doesn't suck at jiu-jitsu. I get here, he starts to isolate that arm, but like we worked on last week, he's gonna look to pass that over his head and try to start looking to escape and do, you know, unfriendly things, right? That's great, gives us a couple options, right? So one of my favorite ones that I like is just a step over triangle. So we're here, I'm gonna scoot my hips back just that little bit, right? As we get here, I'm gonna look to fly his elbow up, because he's gonna immediately think what? Armbar. Armbar. If you don't see that armbar coming, you're wrong, and you probably should look at that. Boom, we're here. Instead, my other leg, instead of looking to come over his face, I'm gonna look to bring it in here and grab my ankle. As soon as we do that, knee to the mat, and that'll sink your triangle in, close it, and then depending on how unfriendly you want or need to be in this match, you can just squeeze here and you should get it. Or if you're really trying to be a dick, drive the other knee down. Because, you know, in life you need more enemies occasionally, and that's a great way to get one. So I'm here, boom, I'm hand fighting with James, I'm trying to choke him, boom, he grabs the wrist, brings it over. Boom, I instantly am gonna make it look like I'm going for this armbar. Because you can, guys, realize that armbar is very much there. You all should be able to see that for the most part, right? So boom, instead, I like the fact he isolated this here so that I can grab it. Boom. Once you get to here, realize, guys, you have to keep a good grip on this, because if you don't, he's just gone. He's turning into you, he's turning away from you, he's sliding out. Here. You're looking not just to drag this across, but into that armpit. As soon as that's there, do not lock on your foot. You lock on the ankle and arch your foot up. Watch the difference here. James, how tight is this? Uncomfortable, right? That's the difference of arching this foot up, is I can get him to tap just off that detail there. So when you get here, it's not looking to lock on your foot. Because I have seen someone break their own ankle in their own triangle. It's the dumbest shit I'd ever seen in my life. Here, on that lock. When you're there, this ankle is driving back. You can pull it in. You should just need to squeeze that. All right. Questions on this?
When I go for that, I sometimes get stuck, so I can't go all the way across. Now I'm sitting in that, or he's laying on top of me on that. So how do you make more room to get across, keeping him under control?
So I'm here. Boom. You're saying you get here, and you get kind of trapped.
Yeah, kind of. And then keep him under control so he's not moving, but also make him very good.
Yeah. So the two biggest details I would tell you to look for to keep him threatened. Because if he stays here and I can't get this through, realize,
Yeah.
swing back through. But if I can't, I'm going to keep this elbow high and I'm going to look with my top hand to keep that pinch so that he still thinks I'm going here. That way, I'm good until I grab that ankle. So that would be the biggest thing, is that elbow control, even just as a smoke screen, will buy you some time and space. Because if I'm hooked here, and I'm grabbing this, he instantly has to think, okay, I have to keep my elbow down, I have to start defending things. Which if he's trying to most people will lock their hands. That would be my biggest thing. You're gonna see a lot of people lock their hands here, and they're gonna start trying to turn in or turn away from you. Either way, that's fine, because I'm gonna just lock it. That makes sense. Yes.
Can I see, kind of how you free up from the back?
Alright. So boom, I'm here. As far as
Back. You see those are picked up?
yes. Can you literally just lift me my elbow? So if I'm here, other side, boom, on my bad side. Boom.
Or you reach over.
Literally, I'm just lifting my elbow up to make him look at this arm. Hey, I'm trying to more a lot here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just elevating that elbow, popping it up.
I didn't know if there was any really specific detail on it.
Not particularly, if you need wrist control there, that can sometimes help you elevate that. That would be the only big one. Other questions on this? Cannot wait to watch y'all fuck this up for a minute. 1, 2, 3!